up, and welcome to the Drake and Talk Show. I am your host, Drake N, and today we have some very special guests. I had to put on my necklace and get fresh because, you know, we got some great people. And today's episode is brought to you by Premier Rentals, Mr. Gerald Jacobs. Today we have none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Dalton Wentz and his parents. How y'all guys doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming,
yes,
man.
Sir.
You don't know how long we've been trying to get you.
Yes, sir.
Every conversation that I have with baseball to anybody, and I'm talking any coach, girls, boys, you talk to the guy Wentz from down, I talked to he's just a sophomore. This was last year.
Yes, sir.
I said, you know what? I'm going to get to him. I promise you I'm going to get to him. And this year we're here.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thanks
Dalton,
for
man. The feeling that you get just out there playing baseball. Let's go back. Let's talk about how it all started for you.
So, 4 years old. That's
Okay.
the first time I played T-ball. And I can just remember watching it, even that young. Dad having it on the TV, walking in, and I can just remember being around it from that age. So, started at 4 years old, and it ain't stopped ever since.
Now, let's talk about when you were coming up and playing. Was there a time that you knew that, that you were pretty good at it?
I started to figure out a little bit more when I started playing travel ball. Like when the competition got better, that's when I started to figure out this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Okay, so Mom and Dad, I know you guys have been an intricate part of what he got going on. Coach Dad, you know how we do. It's like that. But, Mr. Wentz, talk to us a little bit about when you saw that moment when you said you might have something special.
Well, I remember telling Shannon's mom one time, she asked me how good is Dalton. I guess he was about 13. I said, I think he's special. And she kind of said, well, yeah, he's special. I mean, no, I'm like, I think he's got some talent most people don't have. The thing about Dalton is he can do a lot of things which most people can't do. And he's got a good arm. He's got switch hitting probably changed his trajectory, being able to switch hit. So when he started doing that, I think it put him at a different level, but he got his talent from his mama, so
we gotta go with that one. I like that one. Now, Mom, let's talk about it. Now, you are a sports mom.
I am, yes.
With a husband, that's a coach. Talk to us a little bit about how it felt and the emotional roller coaster that you went through watching Dad a little hard on him at times with your baby. Just talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes, I think that a lot of people think that it was easier for Dalton, and it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder for him to play for Dad. This past season was the first travel ball season that Dalton has not played for Lynn. So that was a big change for all of us as a family. Just a different perspective of things. But yeah, we've had a lot of conversations about, hey, so and so did that too.
Trust me, I went through it as well, and Mr. Wentz, I get it.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to let him go. I went through the same thing. You don't want to. You let him go enough to think he's gone, but you still got that eye on him, and I respect that, and I understand that you guys done a great job with Dalton.
Thank you.
But Dalton, man, you guys are just moseying right along. I mean, you guys are in number 2 spot in the Drake and Talk poll, which is the only poll that matters.
Yes, sir. It's the only one.
The Drake and Talk poll, man. Just talk to us a little bit about your team this year and some of the different things that you may are doing now that you didn't do in the past.
I think the one thing that really changes is we've come together.
Yeah.
We were a little separate last year, and it kind of showed in our record and how we played. But this year, me and a couple of the older guys got the team round up. We went and worked out without coaches, and we kind of started to build the culture the way we wanted as players, along with the way the coach was incorporating it.
No doubt.
So I think us getting closer on and off the field has helped us this season.
It's always the thing, and Dalton, you're just a junior.
Yes, sir.
And I did it with Ty Charlton, I did it with her. Like, I'm trying to get y'all out of there so you stop beating up on my team. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, the maturity level and just the way I know what I'm watching, you know, but I wouldn't be able to actually like kind of manage it or anything. But I know when somebody throwing smoke, I know when somebody beating the ball up, I know when somebody fielding well, man, and you do all those things great. What do you attribute that versatility to?
I mean, mostly just having fun with it.
Yeah.
Going out there and want to compete in every aspect of the game. I've been doing both sides of the ball since I was a little kid. So I've been pitching, and I've been hitting, and I've been playing defense throughout the entire time. And I think that's kind of carried me to how I want to do it for this level and college level and even in the pros.
You know what? And I watched 2 of your baseball games. And when I look at you, it looked like you were having fun. Like, even when you guys were down against Glass, for the time I was there, I was so mad I missed the ending of it, but the first one. I mean, even down, it just seemed like you were still having fun, man. Talk to us about that.
You have to. I mean, if you don't play loose and you don't let your teammates relax, and if they're looking at me and they're like, oh, he's tight, he doesn't want to be here, he's too wound up, they can't play like that. So I got to set an example for everybody, and the whole team does a good job of that, and we follow each other.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Now, Mom
sir.
and Dad, since 4 years old, a lot of tournaments, a lot of bats, a lot of cleats, a lot of this, a lot of that, hotel rooms, travel.
Yes, sir.
I mean, to be in a position, you know, that you guys are in, and we'll get back to it, but to be in a position that you guys are in to possibly have a son that you guys invested in that can do something really, really special. And you know, we're gonna take it one step at a
Yes,
time. You
for
still got
sure,
baseball
for sure.
going this year, you
Yes,
got
sir.
baseball next year, but there's a real possibility that your son could be actually drafted out of high school, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So, feelings, emotions, I mean,
It's just a lot of work. People honestly don't realize what goes into it. And everybody likes to think that Dalton was born able to do this, and he wasn't. I mean, it's something he worked hard at. I think I'll give him a lot of credit. He does stuff on his own now. And I told him, he asked me one day, he said, what do I need to do to play at the next level? And at that time, Dalton ran a 7.4, 60, and that's not fast. And I said, if you want to play at the next level, you have to run a 6.8 or better. And he said, well, how do I do that? I said, you have to run every day. From that day, Dalton started running on the treadmill downstairs. And Dalton is about a, he's about a 6'8", 6'7" now.
Yeah.
So, it just every day, Shannon and I can hear the treadmill going, and people like, well, he was born with it. Well, yeah, he was born with some of it.
yeah.
But the work that goes in to make it to the next level is he works harder than I did. I mean, I'll be honest.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I don't have to say anything now. I'm at the point now where I'm like, son, if you want me to throw to you, hit your ground balls, you can come ask me, and I'm not going to ask you anymore. This is on you. So, I just think that people don't realize, and I've told him the work is just starting.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean,
Yes,
we
yeah.
got a lot of work. People ask me all the time, how's Dalton doing? And I say, we got a lot of work to do. And they're like, we got a lot of work. They think I'm kidding, but I'm being serious.
A lot of people don't understand
No.
that. And Mom will get right to you, but I'm 100% with you on this.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, I went through it with my son. We had a conversation like, listen, I'm always going to support you.
Yep.
If we pitch your marbles, I'm there. But if you want to know what it takes to get to the next level, this is what you have to do.
Yep.
And I when you're talking, I'm sitting there just everything going back like, yeah, you had that conversation. Yeah, you had that. But now I get to the point now, mine's real grown. So he'll be like, Pops, we going out and work out today? I'm like, yeah. All right, I'll let you know when I'm ready. Okay, so you got it. But I understand what you're going through.
Yep.
But Mom.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. And I think, sort of like Lynn said, when we made the commitment to South Carolina, everybody was like, oh, now you can take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Now you can let off. And
That's
it's like,
true.
yeah, actually not so much.
No.
It's still, nose to the grindstone and something to do every day. But he is the hardest working kid I know.
Yeah.
He has a schedule. He follows it. He does something to make himself better every day.
thing.
So
That's
yeah,
a
so
beautiful
he gets the credit for that for sure.
Yeah, and you know, you gotta give props a little bit because you know,
100%.
y'all gotta understand, y'all are guinea pigs.
Yep.
Y'all, you are who we work on. So I mean,
Yep.
I'm relating to the story. It's a beautiful thing, and you know, Dalton, you know what you can do. You know, I mean, you hear everything. You know what's going on. You know the potential. You know your own work ethic.
Yes, sir.
How far truly do you see yourself going with the back end of your family as well as the way that your talents and your work ethic?
I would like to take it all the way. I want to play pro baseball one day at the most elite level, and I think if I keep working and I trust the process and I listen to the people who know what they're talking about, I can do it.
No doubt.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
baseball aside, what do Dalton Wentz, the all-star, potential pro prospect, like to do besides baseball, besides play the game, and besides hang out with friends? Because I'm tired of hearing those with my spotlight athletes.
Yeah.
Tell me something different, please.
I like to golf.
Oh, my man. Yeah, I just got back on the course
Yeah.
after a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I golf
Okay.
a little bit. I fish. Me and Dad
Yeah.
go out to the ponds. Me and friends go out to the ponds. And I have a girlfriend, so I hang out with her.
Understandable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those are probably my three main things.
Okay, hey, there's some good things. They're different, and you know, I just got my golf game back going on. I think I shot like a 98 yesterday. 2
We should
days
play
ago.
together then.
Yeah, we should. You know,
Yeah, we're
make
right
me
there.
feel good. At least I play with a pro baseball guy. So. But walk us through a day in season,
All right.
and walk us through a day out of season.
So if I'm in school, I wake up, I get ready, and I go to school 8 to 12 with the new CBCC stuff, or 8 to 11. And when I get out of that, it's home. I hit the weights, and then once I hit the weights, if I got time, I knock out some schoolwork, and then it's practice from 3 to 5. Then we work out after, and then from that time that we get home, we eat, and then 8 to 10 is schoolwork or whatever I have left to do to get done that day, and then I got to get my sleep in. So
Okay.
I get that in, and then at a season, we're back into school, and then it's in the cage, or it's in the weight room, or it's running sprints, or it's running hills, and it's everything. And that's the grind time. That's probably one of my favorite parts of it, is that out of season when I can hit the weights hard and I can get in the cage and try and perfect everything.
All right, now summertime. You know, 50% of the kids, athletes, they're out vacationing, having a good time, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if it's the recipe to get to these levels we're trying to get, but you know, you gotta have that social time
Yep.
and have a perfect balance. But in the summertime, you play AAU baseball or?
Yep, I play travel baseball. I'm pretty much gone the entire summer. Last year, I was at home for 3 days in July, and I probably was home for 10 days in June, and then August, I missed almost all August. It's a whirlwind, but that's how I want it to be. If that's what it takes, that's what I want to do.
You're like a rock star, man. You're going on like these month tours
Yeah,
and stuff
it's
like that.
crazy.
Home. But yeah, Mom and Dad, you know, I'm quite natural. I'm sure y'all pretty much follow him pretty much everywhere you go. What is that like for you guys? I mean, it pretty much is a rock star lifestyle.
It's exciting. It is. You know, Lynn, I'm a school teacher.
Okay.
So the August dates kind of get me a little bit. I don't always get to do everything in August, but you know, Lynn's able to do a lot of that with him. But you know, we've gotten to see and do things and go places that we may not have been able to do. Relationships that we will forever cherish, memories that we will forever cherish. That we can look back on and talk about and say, remember when. And so yeah, we wouldn't trade it. We wouldn't trade it.
Those are things that are bigger than the contracts, bigger than the money. And I mean, it's just those memories that you can have with your family, just traveling. The arguments in the cars. I mean,
Yes, right.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not gonna tell you anything wrong. Whether I did it the right way or the wrong way. And Dad, I'm sure you can attest to that. I mean, and talk to Pops, talk to us about the frustration level, because I just want to make sure I'm not this bad dad or anything like that.
I mean, we played EC Glass the other night, and Dalton didn't get a hit, right? So he struck out twice. Dalton hadn't struck out but once all year. So, you know, I'm frustrated because I see some things in his swing and his approach, and mentally, this game is more mental than it is anything physical. He's got the physicality, Dalton's a big dude. He's going to be physically, he's going to be able to handle himself. What we work a lot on is the mental aspect. And, Shannon gets mad at me a lot of times. Well, not mad, but she kind of says
her,
things.
baby.
Yeah.
They all do it, trust me.
And he gets mad at me, but, I look at things a lot differently because I know what it takes to get to the next level. I really get upset when the mental aspect breaks down.
Yeah.
And so, we'll have some very interesting conversations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he'll be like, he's getting to the point now where, it's hard to really, but I still try to do it in a way that he understands, look, I'm just trying to help you, man. You do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I see this. Yeah. And, I've seen a lot in my time, and I know he appreciates that, but we're still a family, and we fight, and we do everything.
Yeah.
And, but I do think he realizes that, this is for his best interest. We're still going to have that. I guarantee you, 10 years from now, I'll be like, hey, man, look, you made an error, don't take it to the plate, whatever. And you got to do better with that. But, it's just part of it. I focus on little things now that I try to help him with. Dog's a mature guy, and luckily Shannon and we've done a pretty good job of raising him, and he's listened to us. So it's been a fun journey, but it ain't over, and that's what's cool.
That's the cool part, like you said, just starting. And to your parents, credit to your parents as well. That's all you hear is a well-mannered kid. He's not just a great baseball player; he's a great person. And if you got those two working for you, that's what it is. But Dad, I'm 100% with you. I'm loving this interview because it just makes me feel like I'm not a weird dad no more. You know what I'm saying? Because we have those arguments with our kids because we want the best for them, but at the same time you sit back and you're like, okay, we're gonna let us see what happens. And then they do exactly what they told you to do. And that just lets you know that they're listening, they're cerebral, and they understand that the mental game is. Anybody, I tell my kids now, anybody can run, jump, and fast and tackle people, but can you process the game as you're doing those things?
Right.
So the mental game, check. The bats, check. The glove, check. Everything checks off with you. Now, who is your favorite, well, I know the Gamecocks, but who is your favorite pro baseball team?
The Yankees.
The Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan too,
Yes,
my
sir.
guy. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Who is your favorite player?
Aaron Judge on the Yankees is probably my favorite player.
Right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you...
I was a Derek Jeter fan before.
My man.
Yep.
Okay, we good. We getting along. This is it. Yeah, so that's good. So the Yankees. So, ideal. We don't know what the future will hold.
Nope.
It's some big decisions to be made and everything. But we know you're committed to South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
But if the chips fall in your favor, and it was Dalton, someone came to you, I came to you and said, Dalton, where do you want to play professional baseball? What would be the ideal spot?
It's hard, but I'm a warm weather guy.
Okay.
So maybe like the Braves.
The Braves?
I think the Braves go up into their park a couple times, but any player in Florida, Florida's sweet. New York, just because I'm a Yankees fan, be cool. I might be able to deal with the cold a little bit.
Yeah. Will you ever deal with Junior?
Yeah.
And play. Good thing about it is, you see, if I was to go to play for the Yankees, they'll make me cut my beard and everything.
True.
I couldn't do that. So you fit the mold.
Sir.
But man,
Yes,
in
sir.
closing, Mom, Dad, anything that I'm sure you have these conversations all the time, but is there anything that the world need to know about Dalton that no one else knows besides the baseball? Like, if you was to have to just look at him right now, not knowing him anything, what would be the first thing that you would say about him besides baseball? Better question.
Well, I would say that he's just a good person. To me, and it's hard as a parent to say that about your son or your daughter, but he's a good person, and I know he cares about people, and he's going to do the right thing, which I'm proud of that. Yeah. I don't have to worry about what's Dalton do. I don't worry about that. Like a lot of parents have to worry about, all right, it's Friday night, what's my kid out doing?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's not something that I don't have to worry about. And academically, people have no clue what Dalton does academically. They think it's just a baseball player, but his mom has done a great job influence in him on his academics.
Yeah.
The teacher in her has definitely helped him academically.
For sure.
So let's just say, you know, I'm a living example of what can happen to somebody that gets hurt.
Yeah.
And luckily I had my degree, and we have instilled that in Dalton, and academically he's prepared, and he'll do whatever he has to do to get his education and succeed in life. Those are some things I think people may not know about him that, you know, it's cool to know as a parent.
It's the blueprint. That's the blueprint right there.
Yeah, he loves us. He loves his family, and he is, you know, he's very tender-hearted, and he has a big heart, and people look up to him.
Yeah.
Younger kids, we have, you know, nephews, and they look up to him, and so I think, you know, it's just important that he has a lot of those extra, you know, attributes that of being a real person.
Absolutely.
And he has all of that.
And he takes the role model. I
Yes,
mean,
very
he's very
seriously.
serious about that. That's important to him, and it's important to us. How he's perceived. We want people to look up to him, and hopefully he'll do the things that he needs to do to have that.
Absolutely, and that's one thing I always say. Parents, we don't have to feel bad or feel guilty that we raised our kids properly
True.
and they're doing what they're supposed to do.
True.
Because guess what? Why we can't talk about our kids? Because if he's doing something crazy out here, he's drinking at the parties and all, guess what?
Everybody else.
Yeah. So guess what? We're gonna spill this positive stuff in
That's
there.
very true.
Great student, great baseball player, great person. I mean, my man, you got it all.
Thank you.
And for real, I mean, it was a pleasure meeting you, man.
Yes, sir.
Really, because you don't understand how many, everybody, the first, and this is no lie. When I talk to coaches, because we talk around, like, especially like, who's the guy? Who is the, Dalton Wentz to Amherst. Dalton Wentz is Amherst. Dalton Wentz to Amherst. Dalton Wentz. Okay, let me find out. So I watched the baseball game last year and was like, okay, called you a senior, you a sophomore. So we get this for the next couple of years. But guys, we really appreciate you guys being up here. And Dalton, man, good luck to you on the
Yes,
rest
sir.
of the
Thank
season.
you.
But I ain't gonna let you off the hook just yet.
All right.
All right? You a basketball fan?
I am. a little
Okay,
bit.
who you got in the playoffs?
I'm a Kevin Durant fan, so give me the Suns. Hopefully they can come back a little bit.
Dalton, don't let that affect your baseball game. You're going down in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, in closing, Dalton, you know, something you want to say to the audience, to your teammates, or, you know, I'm gonna let you in.
If I was gonna say something, I'd say something to my teammates, and that it's just starting.
It's just starting.
We're halfway through the year, and it's just starting. We got a big win on our belt, and I'm looking forward to in and out with the seniors that I've been playing with for a long time, and I'm proud of them boys.
No doubt. Now, what would you tell the 8-year-old Dalton Wentz in the making?
If I was gonna tell the 8-year-old, I'd tell him that those are the best years of his life. The 8 through 12, I mean, that's some of the most fun baseball you'll ever have, and to keep working hard, but to never get distracted and just have fun. If I was to do it all over again, I'd make sure I always had fun the same way I did now.
Hey, well, you done heard it from the man. It doesn't get no higher in high school baseball than what he got going on right now. This has been the Dog of the Week, Dog Watch List. What else, Greg? I got to get my help over here. What else we got over here, Greg? What else? The Dog Watch List. What else? Just the athlete, spotlight athlete of the week. But anyway, we thank the Wentz for coming on our show.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for
guys,
having
good
us,
luck
for
to
sure.
you.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to be
Thank you
cheering
for
you as
having
long
us.
as you don't
Thank
play
you.
glass. All right? Thank y'all for coming up.
Thank
This
you.
has been that whatever show we doing right now, I'm so excited. But we'll be right back. All right, I thought we was gone, but we're back now. We are back here with another special guest. It's Dalton Wentz's sister, Danielle Wentz, where we're going to say Dalton is her brother
Yes,
because
yes.
of the fact she is a Hokie.
Yes.
And Hokies, they get supreme treatment.
Yeah.
So Danielle, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's great. Now, Danielle, they tell me you are the biggest fan.
Yes.
They tell me that, now I made this part up though. I said, when Dalton make it pro, you're gonna handle all this business and make sure everything is right.
Yeah.
Talk to us a
No,
little bit.
I could definitely do that. No, but I obviously go to Virginia Tech, and I am now a senior.
Oh,
And I really when I started to be like, nope, I cannot miss any of his games. It's just, especially if it's a big game. Like, he played LCA like 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday night, and I drove from Blacksburg to
81.
watch. Yeah. Like, it just something in me is not okay with missing it, and all of my friends are like, oh my gosh, Danielle, like, are you going home? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going home for his games. It's definitely up there at like the top of my list of anything like that. Like, I love it so much, and I love it so much that I've like thought about making a career out of it. And
as you should.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's been so crazy to just watch him grow and go on this crazy journey, and I'm just so glad that I've been able to be a part of it.
You're proud of little brother. I can understand it, babe. Why not? Keep it all in the family. You got your dad that can be the coach. Mom is going to make sure all the academic stuff and everything's straight. And you can handle all the business. Keep it all in the family. Why you need an agent? Hey, Lamar Jackson just showed us that he don't need an agent. But yeah, now, when you see your brother, all right, you see him as little Dalton, the brat, pain in the butt, and then you see this superstar.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about that feeling when he comes from being the brat to this baseball guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, we didn't really fight.
No, we
didn't.
didn't.
Never really fought. And if it was fighting, it was just picking on each other, really, or just some silly little thing that younger kids do. And I think now that we've both kind of grown up, we've gotten really close, and like, he's probably my best friend, and like, I can say that for sure. But whenever I'm talking to somebody, he's the first thing that comes into a conversation, just because of how proud I am of him and how much of a superstar he really is. And like you guys were saying before I came on, he's got it all. Like, he's a great person, has the biggest heart, school-wise, so smart, and he can play ball. So it's just great to be able to say that I'm his sister, and that I can, be like, oh, that's my brother on the TV or something like that.
But I got a bigger bone to pick with you.
Okay.
You're a Hokie.
I am.
Why ain't you walk down there to the baseball field and get him there?
So I tried. I really tried, especially since Dad played there too. And I tried, but when I wasn't home when he was going through all this recruitment process, because I was at school, and so I wasn't really in the dark with it, but I, didn't really know what was going on with it and everything. And we had been to Tech so many times, and I was at school when he had his visit to Tech and everything, and I knew that it was a contender, but I also knew that he kind of wanted to do his own thing and maybe not follow in everyone's footsteps. And I think that everyone was probably expecting him to go to Tech, and he was kind of like, no, I want to do something different. So, and I can remember when he called me and told me that he was coming to South Carolina, that I could hear his excitement through the phone. Yeah. And then kind of ever since then, we've been to Columbia, twice now since you've committed? Yeah. And I've fallen in love with it. Like, I'm thinking about going to grad school there.
No, don't fall too deep in love yet. We still got a 10.
And so, I didn't want to be the pushy big sister that was like, come here. Yeah. Even though I think it would have been awesome, but I think he is in the right place.
Yeah, I don't think college might be an issue anyway, so you might be okay on that end, Mr. Big Fish. So. But, another thing, Dalton, that I want to talk to you about too as well, and you can chime in. You got NIL deals. Yeah. July 1st, Virginia High School.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It is.
And I would tell, and, I had mixed feelings about it. Yep. But at the end of the day, I'm like this. My dad, he told me, you hit the books, play ball, I'll worry about everything else. But, in the situation right now where, you're going to be in that situation where you could take advantage of it. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong. I think it's, if it's handled properly, I don't think that, it could be Pandora's box, but at the end of the day, I would never, ever like look down on someone getting a legal paycheck.
I think there's a misconception about it that
really
like we have enough, like we are, the people that are going to be available for stuff like that are completely dedicated to the sport they play.
Yeah.
And people get jobs and they can make money, but when on my off time, I'm back on the field. And I think if I can be rewarded for something like that, I think it should be totally allowed. And I'm not saying that it would be like $1 million or anything, but I mean, it is what it is. If you work, I know, like, I mean, I wouldn't complain, but I think if you work hard and people want to reward you for that, even if you can only have time to work a job because you're putting in the hours for your sport, I think that should be allowed.
You're right, buddy. Because you know, when we was in college, and I'm sure your dad can tell you, we couldn't have jobs.
No,
we had to go school, eat that busted box meal once you get out of the. You still across the drill field?
Yeah.
We used to eat at the big, what's that place, Dietrich?
D2, yes.
Food was terrible.
Yes.
But you can imagine when it was back when I was there 25 years ago, so it was ugly. So, but man, so this thing here that you got is a beautiful thing. Mom, dad, great family.
Support
sister.
system.
Yeah, you know, my brothers, they used to rough me up. They say making me tough. But you know, you got your sister there, and like she's the brains. Quite naturally, she's smart because of where she's at. And you know, just talk to us a little bit about that feeling. And when you look in the stands, or you look and you see your sister there, like she said, that's my brother, number one.
Yeah. Oh, she's by far the biggest supporter, and she's probably sacrificed more than anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in her prime teenage years, and she was traveling the country with me, playing in summers, missing everything, missing vacations. I mean, we didn't vacation when I played. I mean, I haven't been to the beach or anything that wasn't baseball related. So she sacrificed all of that just to be able to come watch me play and not to miss anything. So it's kudos to her for everything she's ever done for me.
Hey. We've been here with the Wentz whole family now, the number one supporter, the Hokie. We got the South Carolina commit as of right now, right?
Yeah.
but thank you for your time. We'll be right back with the Diamond Exchange.
Yeah. Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you so much.
Like, share, subscribe. Drake and Talk out.